A turboprop that outruns jets, costs millions less, and rewrites everything aviation thought it knew. This Italian aircraft delivers jet speed, turboprop efficiency, and luxury, challenging why business jets still dominate aviation. The first time you walk toward an Avanti EVO on the ramp, your brain short-circuits for a second. This doesn't look like a turboprop. It looks like something rolled straight out of a design studio in Milan and accidentally ended up on an airport apron. The fuselage is long and sleek, the proportions feel jet-like, and nothing about it fits the mental picture people carry of propeller aircraft. Boarding it feels less like stepping into a utility machine and more like entering a private jet from 5 or 10 years in the future. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The aviation industry rarely admits out loud. Turboprops are misunderstood. For decades, business aviation has been obsessed with jets. Jets equal status. Jets equal success. Jets equal progress. Turboprops, meanwhile, get unfairly stuck with labels like slow, dated, or compromised, even when the numbers don't support that narrative. Because of that obsession, buyers often ignore the basics: efficiency, operating economics, runway access, and real-world performance. It's easier to sell speed in a brochure than explain fuel burn or climb efficiency. The Avanti EVO quietly exploited that blind spot. While everyone else was polishing traditional designs, this aircraft rewrote expectations from the ground up. By 2025, upgrades and renewed production energy pushed the Avanti EVO back into the spotlight. Suddenly, it wasn't just a niche Italian oddity anymore. You started hearing about it from New York to Dubai. What once felt like a secret handshake among aviation insiders became a serious conversation. The Avanti EVO emerged not as a compromise, but as a smart investment hiding in plain sight. And here's where things get truly weird, in the best way possible. Look at the engines. They're not hanging under the wings. They're mounted at the rear in a pusher configuration, driving these dramatic 5-blade scimitar propellers that look more like sci-fi artwork than aviation hardware. At first glance, it feels cosmetic, almost theatrical. But it's anything but. That engine placement fundamentally changes the cabin experience. By pushing airflow backward instead of blasting it past the fuselage, cabin noise drops dramatically, about 68% compared to earlier configurations. Inside, the difference is immediate. You don't get that constant propeller drone people associate with turboprops. Instead, it's eerily quiet. Jet quiet. This is the part that makes aerospace engineers smile like they've spotted an old friend. The Avanti EVO doesn't rely on one wing. It uses 3 lifting surfaces working together: a forward canard, a main wing, and a horizontal stabilizer at the tail. Instead of forcing one surface to do all the work, lift is distributed across the entire aircraft. In simple terms, that means less drag. Less drag means higher speeds and lower fuel burn. It's not magic, it's physics done intelligently. Engineers love this layout because it squeezes efficiency out of every inch of the airframe. And then there's the wild part. Piaggio Aerospace claims the fuselage itself generates up to 20% of the aircraft's total lift. The body of the plane isn't just along for the ride, it's working. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where jaws start dropping. The Avanti EVO cruises at roughly 402 to over 420 knots, pushing around 462 miles per hour. That's not fast for a turboprop. That's fast, period. It outruns aircraft like the King Air 350i by nearly 90 knots and brushes shoulders with light jets like the Citation CJ2+. Then there's altitude. A 41,000-foot service ceiling puts the Avanti EVO firmly in jet territory. You're flying above weather, above turbulence, and above most traffic. Climb performance seals the deal. 25,000 feet in about 10 minutes. By the time you've finished settling in, the aircraft is already where jets like to cruise. Speed plus altitude changes the entire mission profile. Suddenly, this turboprop isn't chasing jets. It's embarrassing them, quietly, efficiently, and without burning jet fuel to do it. Performance doesn't matter if you can't go where you need to go. The Avanti EVO's range sits between roughly 1,470 and 1,980 nautical miles, depending on configuration. That's enough to comfortably handle routes like New York to Dallas or London to Rome, without drama. But the real advantage shows up on the ground. Takeoff distance sits around 3,190 feet. Landing is about 3,280 feet. That opens doors. Jets simply can't be used. Smaller airports, closer to city centers, suddenly become viable. Less ground transport, less wasted time. This is where mission flexibility becomes a superpower. Instead of bending travel plans around infrastructure, the aircraft adapts to the mission. And in business aviation, that flexibility often matters more than raw speed. Here's the number that makes accountants lean forward: roughly $1,400 per flight hour. That's the operating cost for an aircraft delivering near-jet performance. Fuel burn runs about 40% lower than comparable jets. And over time, that difference compounds fast. At around 325 annual flight hours, operating costs land near $1.15 million. For charter and fractional operators, this is gold. You can offer jet-like speed without jet-sized bills. Clients get the experience they want. Operators get margins that actually make sense. Compared to light jets, the ROI picture shifts dramatically. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being smart. And that distinction is exactly why the Avanti EVO keeps winning converts. Step inside, and the story continues. The cabin stands about 5 feet 9 inches high, stretches roughly 15 feet long, and runs over 6 feet wide. It's a genuine stand-up cabin. You don't hunch, you don't shuffle sideways, you move naturally. Here's the clever part. The cabin actually gets wider as you move toward the back. That's the opposite of most aircraft, where space narrows the deeper you go. Large windows flood the cabin with light, and the overall feel is open, calm, and unforced. Compared to many light jets, the Avanti EVO simply feels better to be in. That's why executives gravitate toward it. Comfort isn't a luxury here, it's a design priority. The seats are wrapped in hand-stitched Poltrona Frau leather, the same name associated with Ferrari and Maserati interiors. That connection isn't accidental. This is Italian craftsmanship, through and through. Club seating accommodates 6 to 9 passengers, with layouts tailored for VIP use. Everything is customizable. And thanks to that rear-engine design and aerodynamic efficiency, the cabin stays exceptionally quiet at cruise. It's an environment built for working, relaxing, or doing both at once. Up front, the Rockwell Collins Pro-Line Fusion Avionics suite runs the show. Touchscreens replace clutter. Information is clean, intuitive, and fast to access. Pilot workload drops, situational awareness goes up. The 2025 Enhanced Vision System takes things further. Infrared cameras feed real-time visuals to cockpit displays, turning night and low-visibility operations into something far more controlled. It's effectively night vision goggles for pilots, built right into the aircraft. Power comes from Pratt & Whitney PT6A66B engines, the same trusted family used on aircraft like the King Air B200. They're reliable, well-known, and digitally managed through FADEC systems. So how does the Avanti EVO go nearly 100 knots faster? aerodynamics. Clean airflow. Efficient lift. The engines aren't working harder. The airframe is working smarter. In 2025, everything shifted. Turkish aerospace giant Baykar acquired Piaggio Aerospace, bringing serious production muscle and advanced systems expertise. Baykar dominates combat drone exports, and that knowledge base matters. Plans call for ramping production to 25 to 30 aircraft annually by 2030. Collaboration with the Italian Ministry of Defense, AI-driven systems development, and renewed global support, especially in North America, signal long-term commitment. This wasn't a rescue, it was a strategic move. CEOs and ultra-high net worth individuals love its presence. It's a conversation starter on every ramp. Governments and militaries use it for VIP transport, training, liaison missions, and air ambulance roles. Charter and fractional operators love economics. It doesn't fit neatly into existing categories, and that's the point. At around $8 million new, the Avanti EVO sits between aircraft like the Citation M2 and the King Air 350i. You're paying jet money, but operating at turboprop cost levels. Pre-owned values stay strong thanks to limited production and unique capability. Access plus efficiency becomes the hidden value, and it adds up fast. This platform isn't fading, it's evolving. The Avanti EVO is faster than nearly every turboprop flying today. It's more efficient than comparable jets. Its cabin rivals aircraft costing far more. It's not replacing jets, it's creating a third category altogether. Call it the Ferrari of the skies if you want. Just don't call it ordinary. The Avanti EVO proves real innovation still exists in aviation. Faster, quieter, more efficient, and unapologetically different, it challenges everything turboprops were supposed to be. Would you choose this over a conventional jet? Drop your take in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming.